something about the hidden truth. Somebody should have told you about the hidden truth.
What?
You can't get away from the hidden truth, cause it's real.
What's real?
It's real.
That's right.
As it is written, the truth is sitting inside of a simple mind of a holy nation that doesn't know that they're divine. So let us take this time to run the line on the future. Prophecy of how the devil seduced you. There's more religions than there are pigeon dung, but none of these religions can tell you where you truly come from. This message is for the ones they call minority in the U.S. and ghettos up under Satan's authority. The vast majority of my people don't have the true knowledge and understanding of the Bible.
Shalom. All right. Thank you for joining us again for another exciting edition of The Hidden Truth. I'll be your host, Zion Allah. To my left, we have Reader and Priest Shathak Shakah.
Shalom.
All right. And to the left, we have Priest Tahawam.
Shalom, brothers and sisters.
Shalom. All right. We are the Hebrew Israelites. Hebrew is our language. Israelite is our nationality. We're here teaching the 12 tribes of Israel that spread abroad. The so-called black all the way down to the Hispanics and the Native Americans, all right, that you are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. We have a class, we have a location, a school location here out of Houston, Texas. Our address is 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard. Our class times are Monday and Wednesday from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m., Friday 6 p.m. until 9 p.m., and then we have Sabbath morning class at 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., all right? We thank y'all for checking us out today. I mean, with that, Priest Tahawam, what exciting class do we have for the people today?
Why does the Most High hate the white man? Why does God hate the white man? All right, and you know, just to recap for y'all out there in the audience, we went over what started the whole thing. You know, Esau selling his birthright back in Genesis 27.
Right.
You know, Esau selling his birthright to his brother Jacob, and basically despising the birthright that the Most High had for him. All the way to, you know, going into when we left Egypt. As Israel left Egypt, 6 million people strong, we were trying to pass through Esau's land.
Right.
And not, you know, we told him we didn't want to eat anything or drink anything, or we wouldn't even take anything off his land. If anything was missing, water-wise or food-wise, we would pay for it. And he wouldn't let us so much as put foot on his land.
Man.
All right, that's a quote. He wouldn't let us set foot on his land, and that was to flee for our lives. We were fleeing from the Egyptians for our lives, and that was 6 million of us coming out of Egypt. So, you know, when they tell us about the Holocaust, about the 6 million so-called white people that, you know, supposedly got killed by Hitler,
right.
I don't shed a tear, because there was 6 million of us coming out of Egypt about to be slaughtered, and they wouldn't even let us just pass through the land to get away. They made us walk all the way around the wilderness to escape our captors that we were fleeing from slavery and death from. There's a lot of atrocities, and we're going to go through them through the course of the show. But the Most High is not going to forgive that. All right, there's a amount of forgiveness that He has for people that sin. You know, people to sin and ask for His grace and ask for His mercy. But the so-called white man isn't doing that.
Right.
They're compounding and adding sin on sin.
Right. It's almost like a perpetual act that he continues to do.
There you go.
You know?
And, you know, here's the thing is, we went through our show, you know, undeniable evidence that Esau is a so-called white man. So we're beyond the point, and I've said this before, we're beyond the point of where we got to prove that Esau is the so-called white man. All right, we've already proven it through the scriptures. We've proven it through the history books, anthropological evidence. They are the so-called white man. Their own books will tell you, the books of most historians will tell you that the Edomite race is the so-called white man now.
Right.
All right, let's go here real quick. Job 9:24 is where I wanted to open it up to, because who does the scripture say the earth was going to be given into the hands of? We know, just looking at the earth today, that the white man runs the earth.
Yep.
That's undeniable, right?
Definitely.
You can't go anywhere without the white man telling you what to do,
right?
Giving you your laws, giving you your policies, telling you what you're going to pay for what. You know what I mean? They run your economy. When you're getting your girl an engagement ring, they're the ones behind the counter. They're the ones that are doling out the diamonds. They're the ones that are putting out the movies. Their names are on all the credits.
Right on.
So there's no denying that the white man runs the earth today. Well, who did the Bible say was going to be given into the hands of? The earth was going to be given into the hands of. Read that.
Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The Chinese man?
The hand of the wicked.
The black man?
The hand of the wicked.
The Mexican?
The hand of the wicked.
The Bible said the earth was going to be given into the hands of the wicked. right?
God.
Okay, so the earth is given into the hands of the white man right now.
Yep.
Who's the wicked?
So-called white man.
The Bible put it together for you. All right, we're not having to say and promote racism and bigotry or nothing like that. The Bible just told you the earth was going to be given into the hands of the wicked. Now, if you think the Bible's wrong, then you can contest with God.
Right.
All right. But the Bible said the earth was going to be given into the hands of the wicked, and coincidentally, the earth is in the hands of the white man. So put two and two together, and that's what you'll get. All right.
Right.
Now, does the Most High love the wicked? Is he forgiving the wicked? Does he love them? And is he going to sit and hold hands with them?
Not at all.
That's not the case according to the
question,
scriptures.
right?
You know what I'm saying? Now, let's just go through the things the wicked do, though. The wicked know to do righteous. They know to do good. They know who the good and chosen people of the Most High are.
Right.
But they go against everything that is godly. They go against everything that has to pertain to the Most High. All right, so we'll look at things that the wicked do. We're going to put out TV shows that mock the Most High. Turn your TV on. You're going to see it. Every show, you watch Family Guy, that's a cartoon, man. Cartoon for grown-ups, okay, but it's a cartoon, man. But every single show, they got to make a dig against God and say how he doesn't exist, how how he's not there and this and that. You go over to the other channel, you watching your WB shows, or or CW now, right? You watching Supernatural. There's nothing but witchcraft symbolism, and God's not there, and the devil reigns supreme. And wow. Okay, let me go on to another show. Oh, it's lesbianism. Everything the Most High said don't do, they're glorifying it. Now this is the acts of the wicked. Let's take it back to the root. Who runs that? Who's running your TV shows?
White man.
Who's running your network television?
Yep.
Right? So-called white man.
Yep.
All right, so the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Are we running it? Let's go through process of elimination. So-called black man, they running CW,
Definitely not.
Fox,
Sir.
ABC News.
Bill Cosby tried to, and they put him in jail.
That's right.
Right? The so-called Mexicans.
Definitely not.
Shoot, they can't even run. They ain't even running Taco Bell. Man.
Right.
Come
Listen,
on.
they can't even get through the gates.
Right.
The border.
They're not even running Taco Bell, Chipotle, none of that. That's the white man.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're not running that. All right. They're not running your network television. Keep going. The Native Americans, do they run anything?
Right. Listen, do they even own the land that they're on?
Nah. All right. They don't own the casinos.
Yep.
Those are $5 Indians. Right. Paid $5 to get an Indian registry back in the 30s or 40s.
Sneak in line and get your little documentation.
Right, and that's the so-called white man running your casino. So no, the Native Americans did not get casinos, and they're living in some blessing.
Right.
They're still under the curses like the rest of us Israelites.
Yep.
All right, but process of elimination is not the 12 tribes of Israel running this show, running this earth. It's the white man.
Very true.
All right, the Bible told you it was going to be given into the hands of the wicked. That it's simple as that.
Yep.
All right, so again, we don't have to go through and prove this to you. We're going to show you categorically why the Most High hates the white man. All right, he already said the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He doesn't like them. He said he's angry with the wicked all day long.
Right.
There's not going to be any forgiveness there. All right, but just for the simple act of selling his birthright, the Most High said he hated him. Romans 9:13, right? Also in Micah 3, he
Right.
said he hated them. Okay, then the act of cutting us off when we were trying to flee from our enemies. He said he hated them for that.
Right. Obadiah.
Now those are just, okay, we blocked y'all off from your path. Okay, we sold our birthright. He hated them for that. Now we're gonna get into the other acts that are probably gonna cause him to vomit up there in the heavens.
Be disgusted.
Right. So I'm gonna go first to show you that the white man, they have a knowledge of what they're doing. They're not ignorant and walking around blindly doing these things and ignorantly doing these things, and then it's, oops, we didn't know we shouldn't do that. All right. We're gonna go to this book called Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. This is by Ronald Sanders, and I'm going to page 188. And this is them documenting their antics as they go through history. All right, so we're finding out what did they do when they came over here to the Americas. All right, and why did they come over to the Americas? What was the impetus that led them to come over to the Americas and try to establish this side of the hemisphere? Was it manifest destiny? Was it eminent domain? Was it I want to discover the new frontier?
Right.
No. All right, all that crap they've been selling you with Captain Kirk, telling you they want to go off and explore brave new worlds and boldly go where no man has gone before,
Right.
that's BS, all right? They only go to spread fear, death, and disease.
Oh, yeah, pestilence, man.
All right, and they know what they're doing. So I'm going to read from second paragraph of Lost Tribes in Promised Land, page 188. It said, Duran lived during a time when apocalyptic hopes flourished in some parts of the New World. And we've read this book before. We've read this excerpt before, as a matter of fact. But there's some key points I want to point out. First of all, Fray Diego Duran, it says he lived in a time, during a time when apocalyptic hopes flourished in the New World. So these people hoped to bring about the apocalypse.
The destruction, the end.
There you go. Why?
Right.
What kind of people wakes up in the morning and says, hey, I want to bring about the end of the world?
Right.
Sick, demented type of person.
You got to be out of your mind, right?
Out of scripture with that. Oh, yeah.
And as the scripture called him, he said, lest there be a profane person such as Esau, right? What kind of person is more profane than a person that wakes up wanting to bring about the end of the world, man? You live here. You can't go nowhere else. Why would you want to end the world?
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going to keep going. He said, but these were the hopes of a militant, even if sometimes unorthodox Catholicism. So the height of these people was the Catholic Church, the ones that are supposed to represent the Bible. They're the ones wanting to bring about the end of the world. All right? It said in Peru in the 1560s and 70s, a Dominican friar called Francisco de la Cruz had declared himself the Messiah of a new world Christianity, which had to fight a war to the death against the Indians in order to bring on the final redemption. Way before Hitler, the white man already had their guy trying to bring about the final redemption.
Wow.
All right? Because they were the lost tribes of Israel.
Ooh, there it is. They knew who we were.
They know. Now here's the thing. We'll go get Isaiah real quick. Get Isaiah 1 and 3. Because here's what y'all so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Dominicans, Guatemalans, the Panamanians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Seminole Indians, Argentinians, to Chileans, and you so-called Mexicans don't get. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner.
The ox knows who owns him, right? You cut an ox loose in the field. If you ain't feeding them out in the field, they'll come right back to the stall. They know exactly how to get home. Let them loose in the forest, they'll come right back home.
Right.
They know their owner. Go ahead.
And the ass his master's crib.
And a damn donkey knows exactly how to get home. Let them loose in a mountain somewhere, they'll be right back in that stall a couple days later.
Right.
Go ahead.
But Israel doeth not consider.
But Israel thinks Buddha's their God. They think Muhammad is their God. They think the damn Baha'i faith is their God.
Beyonce.
They making a religion out of damn stars, singers, right? That grew up in Galveston, Texas.
Right.
You know? That's your God now. Yeah, we make a religion out of everything and everybody and will not acknowledge the God of the Bible.
Yep.
See that? Go ahead.
But Israel doeth not know.
Israel, you don't know. See, the white man knows you're Israelites. The white man knows that the Native Americans over here, it said, were the lost tribes of Israel.
Right.
They know. They started coming over here to start a war with you that was going to bring about the end of the world. You don't think God should hate them for that? You're his firstborn. You're his chosen seed. He loved you above all nations that were on the face of the earth, according to Deuteronomy 7:6. He loved us above everyone. And you're going to tell me that when he touches you, that the people that touched you aren't going to get touched? That they should just get forgiveness? That they should just get a love and a pat on the back and Jesus loves everybody? Hell no, man.
Yeah, that don't sound right.
That's not according to the Bible.
Right.
And if you ain't thinking according to the Bible, according to Isaiah, right? According to Isaiah, if you're not going according to his word, Isaiah 8:20, then there's no light in you. You don't have no wisdom.
Yep.
The Most High is not coming to forgive these people. He's not coming to shake hands with these people, join in the UN, and become one of the United Nations.
Come on, listen, America doesn't even do that when it comes to their judicial law. If somebody breaks the law, murders, hurts, harms, or does any disservice to somebody,
They go right back to the Bible, eye for eye, tooth for tooth.
Yeah, you going down. You going to jail. You know, jail for 20 years for a robbery.
Exactly.
You know, so think more even destruction of a nation of people. You know.
Yeah.
They don't pull their punches with us.
Yeah. And that's exactly what the Most High is not going to do with them. He's not going to pull his punches with them either.
Yep.
Because that's the thing is they never historically have pulled their punches. There's many instances as we go through history. You know, this is them establishing this side of the country or this side of the world, right? When we go on from there, you got, you know, of course we've went through many shows dealing with the Thanksgiving, you know, how they massacred en masse over 700 million Native Americans to establish this side of the country. All right, we're not talking about just North America. We're talking about Central, South America. Natives being slaughtered en masse, burned alive, feet first, women with their stomachs cut open, babies ripped out, grabbed by the ankles and smashed into rocks. You think abortion is bad?
Oh yeah.
These people was going full term, woman 9 months pregnant, cutting her baby out her womb, grabbing it by the ankles and bashing it against rocks to make sure that the next generation was dead.
Yep.
Now, it's wartime, okay? That's wartime, we understand, right? Things happen in war. We were doing it in the scriptures.
Right.
We were doing horrific acts because that's war. That's how you destroy a nation of people, right? So, okay, we could forgive wartime acts, but let's get to Hillary Clinton in recent times, right?
Guatemala. Yeah.
Hillary Clinton just got up on the stage and acknowledged that in 1946 to 1948, America, the U.S. government, went down to Guatemala. All right, they went down to Guatemala, injected got 5 prostitutes that they knew had syphilis and gonorrhea, took them, set them loose in the jails,
Oh man, just let them.
and let them have sex with as many men as they could. Went to a mental hospital also, did the same thing, and tried to get as many men to get syphilis and gonorrhea on purpose.
Come on, man.
So they could try to test out the effects of penicillin as a cure for this disease. Now, they didn't tell these men, they didn't tell these women, they didn't tell anybody that they were doing this, right? And then at the same time, the ones that didn't catch it off of the sexual experience with the prostitute, they would rough up their genitals, basically ended up giving them sores or roughing it up, any kind of opening, and pour the disease directly on there, all right? If that didn't work, they would give them spinal inoculations, meaning they would take a needle, jab it right into the spinal fluid, and inject gonorrhea and syphilis in there. Some of them also, they would do intravenously. They would put it right in their veins and inject it like you would do saline in the hospital. So you had people that they would watch them die. They wouldn't even treat them. They would let it go untreated. Watch these people's pores open up and blood come out, pus and blood coming out of their eyes.
I seen that.
And they would just document it and not treat them.
Right.
1946 to 1948.
It's crazy, man.
After that same doctor that was running the experiments down there,
Right.
apparently that wasn't good enough, so that's why he brought it to Tuskegee.
Oh man.
A lot of people don't know that.
Let's bring it to the U.S. now.
Yeah. And they wouldn't even said nothing except some researcher from this college. She was researching the Tuskegee experiments and found out about it and found out that, hey, that's the same doctor that did it in Guatemala. And so since it got brought to light, that's why Hillary Clinton jumped on stage and decided to apologize. Now, that apology doesn't do anything for all those people that died down there horrifically. It doesn't do anything for the 300 men, black men, that they brought it up to in Tuskegee.
Right.
Tuskegee, Alabama, I believe. It doesn't do anything for them, their families, right? For the destructive force that syphilis and gonorrhea had on those people. It doesn't do that apology doesn't do anything for them. There was never any reparations paid out. Never a lawsuit or anything like that. Now, we got to ask ourselves, why didn't this happen in a Chinese community?
Right.
Why did this not happen in a nice, good Irish community, a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant community? Why didn't this happen in an Indian community, the East Indian community?
Right.
Why did this happen to African community?
Come on.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Psalms 83.
Right.
We're going to start at verse 1.
Psalm chapter 83, verse 1. Keep not thou silent, O God.
See, and the Most High is not keeping silent. He's letting you know through these news networks. He's letting you know through these researchers.
The wicked's getting exposed.
Yeah, they getting told on. Go ahead.
Hold not thy peace,
Right?
and be not still, O God.
Go ahead.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
A tumult is trouble. They're making problems. These are not the friends of the Most High. If you want to say, oh, the Most High is racist, we didn't know that. It's not even racism. These are his enemies. They've declared war on the Most High. That's what an enemy does. And how do they do it? They make a tumult. They go against God's people. They have apocalyptic hopes,
Right.
as we just read. They hope to bring about the end of the world. So the profane man, the one that's against the Most High, the enemy of the Most High that does everything he says not to do, has not historically been the so-called Negro, West Indian, the Haitian, Dominican, and the Mexican. It's been the so-called white man.
Yep. He's the one leading it.
Right.
In charge.
When you read Jeremiah 31 and 22, where he said that a woman shall compass a man.
Right.
That the Most High made a new thing in the earth. A woman will compass a man. Who led the charge of feminism?
Come on, man.
So-called white woman.
Right.
Spearheaded by the KKK, the so-called white woman was the main driving force in feminism. It's why you so-called Negroes can't go home and your woman shut her mouth and make you a meal.
Yep.
It's why you so-called Mexicans can't go home and your woman ain't talking about, well, she got a job too, and you ain't cutting the mustard no more, so she got a white man now. That's why, because of feminism.
And just on that point too, it's funny because now they're, you said it was the white woman that they kind of put up there and pushed the feminism, but now they're very crafty, as the verse is gonna say, but now they're using Beyonce, the melanated, dark-skinned sister.
Yeah,
Oprah.
Oprah.
Woman power, she has this new show, it's called Homecoming. And it's like a lot of, her music, dancing. But in the show, it shows men in this submissive state to these women on stage. But that's why you got Beyonce's like, women, are you leaders? Are you strong? But that's the craftiness of how Esau is putting up our sisters and showing that image to where what? Now they're over here trying to rule us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Come on.
Absolutely. Let's go from there, man. Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 3. See, because the scriptures show you that Israel doesn't know. Now, we're reading the history books, and we're seeing that the white man does know, though. The white man does know you're an Israelite. The white man does know their history. They know they're the Edomites of old. That's how we proved it. We use their books.
Right.
They know they're the, right. they use their books. All right. Now, the other thing is we use their books to show you that you're Israelites because they know that, too. The scriptures are going to show you that these wicked people, this wicked people that run the earth, they know that you're an Israelite. Read that.
Ezekiel chapter 28 and verse 3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel.
See, the Most High said they're wiser than Daniel was. If you know anything about Daniel from the book of Daniel, you'll find out he was a scientist. He was a very young and talented scientist, man, and had the ability to interpret a man's dreams without even being told the dream.
Right.
And the Most High said that they're wiser than him. They're wiser than Daniel. And when you look at their technology, I mean, come on, can you put it past them? Everything you watched on Star Trek, you now have in the palm of your hand right now.
Hey.
As we were growing up, 80s babies, everything we were watching on Star Trek, we have it now. You have your telephone that you flip open and boom, you're talking to somebody across the planet. You have your pad that you push a few buttons and you're watching a movie, or you push a few buttons and you know everything that Google has to say about the tarantula of South America. Right. You know what I mean? You have access to all the information in the palm of your hand, just like Captain Kirk did. Only thing we're not doing right now is teleporting.
Right.
Right? But they're wiser than Daniel. They're showing you through their technology. But how far did they surpass Daniel? Now we're going to turn a man into a woman.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
now we're going to turn a woman into a man. Now we're going to let that man that we turned into a woman get pregnant.
Right.
Head transplants.
Wow. We're doing head transplants. We thought it was a big deal when they were doing heart transplants and skin grafting. That was like, wow.
Right.
But now you're born a man. They make you into a woman.
Right.
Change your
Classify
birth certificate.
Yep.
Give you DNA and chromosomal gene treatments, and try to change you from what you were made by God
Right.
into something else.
They call it the transitioning period.
There you go.
Transitioning into this male or female.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Now you telling me, if you let's take Leonardo da Vinci's work of art, right, the Mona Lisa, right?
Okay.
Let me go in there and say I want to change the Mona Lisa.
Oh yeah, nobody try to hang you.
Oh, yeah, that wouldn't fly.
Right. I'm trying. Well, let's take one of the artists today. Let me go in the studio and get Beyonce, since we brought her up. Let me get one of her albums and doctor it and remaster it and change it into her saying something she's not saying. People will lose their mind.
Right.
They'll go in an uproar. But you want to take God's creation, his masterpiece, you want to change it, and you don't think you got retribution coming?
Oh yeah.
You don't think the Most High hates you? You don't think we should hate you? That's the worst part. We don't even say we hate. We don't even say we hate these people. We're showing you that God hates them and why. But as soon as we start bringing out these truths, we're going to be hated, and we're going to be told we're pushing hatred.
Right.
That's the insane part of this world right now, man.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, the Bible's speaking clearly.
Yeah.
Can I get one?
Yeah, let him finish that.
Okay.
Read that again, and then we'll get to yours. No problem.
Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel.
Uh-huh.
There is no secret that they can hide from thee.
See, there's nothing they can hide from the so-called white man, man. Now, back then, he was talking to the king of Tyre, who was riding in the same spirit. As you read the whole chapter of Ezekiel 28, you're going to find out that this cat, the king of Tyre, was an African king.
Right.
He was rolling in the same spirit as your American president, as your American people right now. They think they're God. They set themselves up as God. They think they can do everything he does. They think they have his same mind. So now, when you get back to them having apocalyptic hopes, what was the point of that? Why? You know, the scriptures tell you in Amos chapter 5:18, it said, what end is that to you? To desire the day of the Lord.
Right.
To what end? What's the point of that? It's a day of darkness and not light. He's going to destroy, right? Yeah. But when you ask yourself, why does the white man want to bring about the end of the world? Well, this is why. Read it again.
Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel.
Uh-huh.
There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee rich.
See, they've gotten rich, they've gotten fat, they've gotten so smart, and they think they are God now.
And they can outsmart the Most High.
There you go. Like I said, as you go through that chapter, and we're not going to go through the whole chapter.
Oh yeah.
They think they're God. America thinks they're God. They're sending. You think they're sending spaceships up into outer space and doing all these things because they really want to discover these brave new worlds. And the thing is, they think they're going to fight Christ when he comes down with the angels.
Right.
They know the Bible. They know he's coming. Yeah. Matter of fact, you have the scripture, right? About them to pierce him.
Oh yeah.
Right? We're going to go there later.
Revelation.
But they know he's coming. They've read this Bible.
Right.
They know their end. Israel don't know. Y'all sitting there like, that's that Bible. They used that to put us in slavery. Yes, they did.
Right.
And it worked. Dumb nigga. They used it to put you in slavery and it worked. So that book works.
Right.
That's what they know you don't. Go ahead with yours, man.
Just on a point that you're bringing out is give me Micah 2 and verse 1. Micah chapter 2 and verse 1, man, because, it's not us saying that the white man is going to be destroyed or God has a problem with them. The Bible is letting it be known.
Yeah.
Where you at?
Micah chapter 2 and verse 1.
Come on.
Woe to them that devise iniquity.
Yeah, so the Bible's already letting us know that destruction is coming to them that devise iniquity. And just like you said, this transgenderism, all this imposing drugs and diseases on our people for their own, whatever sport they're doing, whatever type of information they're trying to find out, how they're trying to kill us off. Mm-hmm. It says what?
Woe to them that devise iniquity.
Come on.
And work evil upon their beds.
And that's exactly what they do. They're working evil on their beds with all these different type of thoughts of, again, how can a woman be a man and how can a man be a woman? Let them feel into their feelings.
Right. And that's the thing is, again, what other nation of people is waking up with this in their minds? We can, again, process of elimination. So-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Dominicans, we're waking up making the new music.
Right.
We're waking up making the new fashion statements. You know what I mean? We wearing our pants backwards, one shoe backwards, whatever we gonna do, and we gonna push the next fashion statement.
Right.
Ain't one Negro waking up talking about how can I gene splice my wife and turn her into my child.
Yep.
Wow.
You know what I mean? What woman can I pick up at my family reunion? Yeah. This ain't on our minds, man. You know what I mean? This kind of thing, this kind of filth. Let me target a man. You know, I was watching the police shooting videos again, which I shouldn't do.
Right.
But they got the brother, he's sleeping in his car.
Oh, man.
One of the police tells on himself, says, hey, the door's already open. Now, when I'm sleeping in my car, my door is not open.
Right.
Especially if I got a gun on my lap, the door is not going to be open.
Right.
Okay? And why I have a gun in my lap and I'm asleep? I got a gun in my lap, I'm ready to do something, right?
Right.
They roll up on him, cops surround the car. They don't even try to tap on the glass to wake him up and give him a chance, right? They all got their guns pulled. The cop says the door's already open. I'm gonna yank it open. I'm gonna grab the gun off him. If he moves, you all know what to do.
Oh, that's what he said?
Yeah. None of them tapped the window to just wake him up. Hey.
His attention?
Nothing. So, you know, we come into the scene and they're already there, guns drawn, everything like that. But nobody asked, why is the door already open? Why is a sleeping man in a car with a gun on his lap? Why does he sleep?
Right.
And the door's already open. That means you already plant the gun there.
Right.
You already set this up.
That's crazy.
They don't tap on the thing. He jerks the window open. The dude is rolling over with his hands still up here because he was asleep like this. He's rolling over. They all just start shooting. Start yelling, put the gun down, and just start shooting on. They executed this brother.
Right.
Now, this ain't happening to the Chinese.
Right.
This is not happening to, I'm going to keep reiterating this because y'all think it's a game. Y'all think it's, you know, we're just being racist out here. Mm-hmm. This ain't happening to the, I'm going to tell you the story about the East Indian. The cop got out, thought it was a black man. Old East Indian was walking through his neighborhood. Cop got out, thought it was a black man, grabbed him, body slammed him. Dude was 80-something years old. As soon as they found out what his real nationality was, Indian Embassy got involved. Indian Embassy put a lawsuit on that police department, got their money.
It's crazy, man.
When's that happen for the black man? When did that happen for Philandro Castile, Tamir Rice? I mean, am I saying that right? Tamir Rice.
That's right.
The brother with the hoodie and the Skittles.
Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin. When did that happen for any of these brothers? It didn't.
Nope.
All right. These scriptures are true. All right. We can go through all of them. Zechariah 11:5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. We can do all that. The Bible scriptures are true. So when we say that the white man is hated by God, and we show you the scriptures, we're not going to start lying at that point. All right? That's not the point we decided to lie. So let go of your Stockholm syndrome. Let go of the white man's coattails. And, you know, Massa feeds you good, I know. But let it go because the Bible is true and every man is a liar. All right? So where we at?
If you finish that Micah 2:1.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. When the morning is light,
Yes, start at the top.
woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Come on.
When the morning is light,
Right.
they practice it.
Yeah, that's exactly like you said. The police officers, man, they get the little tactics of how they want to kill a black man. You know, all these different ways of trying to plant things on them, because that's exactly what's going on. They think about it and they're practicing it. Read.
Because it is in the power of their hand.
Yeah, and that's how you know it's definitely not us, because it's in the power of the white man's hand to do these acts. But that's why at the beginning it says, "Woe unto them that devise iniquity," destruction. It has to be. That's the only fairness that comes to this man for all the filth that he's done, man.
Yeah, exactly. You finished that?
Yes.
Yeah, go from there. Go to Amos 5:18. Now, and I quoted this earlier.
Oh yeah.
But you know, we got to look at all the reasons the Most High hates the so-called white man. For one, we've went through their atrocities. Okay, you know, told you about the Tuskegee experiments. I can quote off the top of my head about the Sand Creek Massacre with General Shivington in Colorado. I can quote off the top of my head the Battle of Wounded Knee 1, 2, and 3. We can quote off to you at the top of our head how they established this country alone. All right, but I can also quote to you about how they went to Papua New Guinea and killed, damn near decimated the entire race of Papua New Guineans. All right, they damn near decimated that entire race of people.
Yep.
But we're racist. Right? And we're racist for telling you about it. And this isn't, again, when is the last time a Negro could even get on a plane to get out of the country?
Yep.
Much less go to Papua New Guinea and kill people we never met. When Muhammad Ali was told to go kill Vietnamese people, what'd he say? I'm not gonna go 3,000 miles away to kill brown people that look like me and do what I do.
Yep.
You know what I mean? When I got people that right here won't even stand up for my rights. When I got my enemies looking me in the face every day, the so-called white man won't even let him eat in the damn restaurant.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I remember all his exploits. Muhammad Ali, you go to the restaurant, they said, we don't serve black people. He said, good, I don't eat them.
Right.
But why do you got to say that to people in your own country who you fought for?
Right.
You know what I mean? You won the American title in the Olympics and everything like that, and to bring home a gold medal to America, and they sitting there spitting in your face.
Oh, yeah.
But we're racist, right? And oh, that's the past. Really? That's happening every single day, man.
Yeah, man.
But they love bringing that out. That's why I got to kill it before it comes out.
Right.
Oh, that's the past? Yeah, no, that's yesterday.
Right.
No, that was today on the news.
Yep.
That's 50 years ago. Come on, man. That's not the hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago. This is not stuff you got to dig up in fossilized bones. This is stuff you can watch on the news right now.
Yep. Live in full effect, man.
There you go. Where you at?
Amos chapter 5 and verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord.
So why is the white man doing these things? They are at war with you. We saw it in Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. This has been going on since the 1500s. They are at war with you, Lost Tribes of Israel. Y'all got to know this. They want Christ to come because they think they got guns to handle Christ. They think they can do him like they did him the first time. Stab him up with a spear, put him on a cross, end movie, roll credits.
Right.
That's what they think is going to happen.
Simple.
Yeah, that's why they keep bringing out the Christ movie. Look what we did to your Savior.
Yep.
Over and over again. They make him white, but they're still trying to tell you, we could do this to God's son. What can we do to you? That's what they're doing. And that's what the symbol was when they put him on the cross, was look what we could do to God's son. So who are we? Who does that make them? A picture's worth 1,000 words, man. And they know it better than anybody. See that?
Yep.
He said, woe to you that desire the day of the Most High. Because that's what they desire. They have apocalyptic hopes. Go ahead.
To what end is it for you?
He said, what good is that for you? What good is that to the so-called white man that's trying to bring about the end of the world? Well, let's see. Go ahead.
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
Go ahead.
As if a man fleeth from a lion, and a bear met him, and went into the house, and leaned his hand on a wall,
Right.
and a serpent bit him.
Right. See, they think they're going to escape these evils that the Most High got coming for them. They think they win. See, that's the thing. They think, you read a book where you're destined to fail, and you trying to fight against that.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you read your own life story and you saw at the end of the book that, hey, somebody hit you with a rock and you die, what you going to do? Avoid rocks.
You trying to come up with all different type of alternative endings.
Yeah.
Yep.
What
It
you
works
think?
in your power.
They got this
Right.
great classic artwork, classic masterpiece called Oedipus Rex.
Okay.
Where this man's trying to escape his fate. White man, Greek, trying to escape his fate. You know what I mean? He finds out that he's supposed to kill his own father and accidentally have sex with his mother. And he's trying to escape this fate. And by escaping the fate, he ends up playing right into the hands.
Dang.
They're stuck in their own Oedipus Rex, man. They're stuck in their own book, man. Because they read this book, they find out they lose at the end, that they get thrown into hell.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, sorry, they get thrown into a lake of fire because they're regarded as hell and as death. Matter of fact, let's go there. Let's just cut to the chase. Habakkuk chapter 2.
Oh, man.
All right? Because you thought the lake of fire was hell. So we're going to bring it a little deeper to you. All right? We're going to find out who is hell and death. All right? And then I want you to give me the book of Revelation. So you're going to go to Habakkuk chapter 2. And we brought this out on the last show, but I'm going to bring it out again because y'all got to know, why does the Most High hate the white man? Why is it? Because they're regarded as hell and as death. Well, who wants to be around hell and death?
Nobody.
Now, to show you, again, process of elimination. Who is like hell and death? Does the so-called black man everywhere he go just bring hell and death?
No, sir.
Well, look at all these movies that they're making, man. They're making all these post-apocalyptic movies, right?
Right.
Book of Eli, 28 Days Later, Contagion, Blind, all these different movies, right? They make all these movies about the apocalypse. Who has always brought about the apocalypse? Was they getting on the news talking about, yeah, it was gang violence between black on black crime that brought about the apocalypse? Nope. Was it, in Terminator, was it, these blacks smoking all that crack brought about the end of the world? Nah, It was never the stuff that we black people do. You know, barbecue grill didn't nuke all of the existence in the Matrix.
Right.
It was the white man and their inventions that bring about the apocalypse in every one of these movies, man.
Solutions.
They know it's them that brings about the end of the world.
Oh yeah.
Y'all see that?
Yep,
They know it. You just don't know it. You see that? But they're trying to tell you that it's them that are going to bring about the end of the world. They desire this thing because they think they win. They think at the end they rise up and replenish the earth. But where you at?
You want to get to the point?
Yeah.
Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
Right.
Yea, also, because he transgresseth by the wine. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home.
Right, so this man that the Most High is describing, he transgresses by wine, right? He comes over, gives the Native Americans rot gut, fire water, right? Has them drunk and stupid, and then comes into their tents while they're drunk and scalps them and slaughters them, cuts their genitals off, turns them into tobacco pouches, right? Turns their ears into necklaces, right? This is what they do. This is not what the so-called Negro did. This is not what the Native American did. The Native American learned scalping from Jacques Cartier, which was a white man. He showed him 5 scalps that he had stretched out on hoops in his tent. And then they got it and learned that that's a way to strike fear into people. Right. So they started doing it to the white man because he had done it to them. You know what I mean? This is not our custom. These are their custom. The way of the wicked seduced us. Go ahead.
Who enlargeth his desire as hell.
He does what?
Enlargeth his desire as hell.
This man enlarges his desire as hell. He wants to be everywhere and burn up everything. The water, the sky, the air, the trees, the natural resources. Food. He wants to burn it all up, right? And use it all up. He can't go into South America and just like the rainforest like we do, right? He can't just like what he sees, take pictures, take selfies. Nah, he got to burn it all down, cut me out 400 hectares of this, and turn it into toothpicks.
Wow.
For what? You know what I mean?
Vanity.
This is his life. He enlarges his borders as hell, and he's like, what?
And is as death.
Okay, he enlarges his borders as hell and is as death. So this man that is like this, whose pride is lifted up so much, and he enlarges his borders as hell and is as death, he transgresses by wine, he can't keep it home, he's a proud man. Who fits that description better than a so-called white man? Now, what's going to happen to hell and death that he just called the so-called white man? Let's go here. Revelation chapter 20, verse 14. See, they've read this book. You so-called Negroes, West Indians, you Mexicans, you ain't reading this book, man. Right. You going to pastor and letting him pick out select scriptures of how much he that'll get him his 10% of your paycheck, and that's what you're listening to. You're not reading this book. You're not understanding that the Most High knows who these people are. You don't know. Yep. The Most High knows who his people are. You don't know. If you read this book, you would know. If you listen to the words we're speaking right now, you would know. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 20 and verse 14.
Now, what does the white man know that you so-called Negroes don't know? Read that.
And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire.
So this man who's known as hell and death, see, you thought the lake of fire was hell. That's what your preacher told you. But the book says that hell and death was going to be thrown into the lake of fire. So what's the future for the so-called white man? What's the future for this wicked man who's a proud man, keepeth not at home, transgressed by wine, sells people, heaps unto him all nations, as you go down in Habakkuk, right? What is the future for this man?
Lake of fire.
Lake of fire, man.
Burning.
He's going to burn.
Yeah.
Lake of fire ain't some mystical place. He's going to nuke this place.
Right.
Thermonuclear destruction.
Right.
We know that through reading the scriptures. Through thy precepts I get understanding. Psalms 119 and 9, right?
Yes, sir.
We understand what's going to happen to the white man, and so we know to stay clear of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? We know that these are not our friends.
Yep.
Matter of fact, come on, what did the Bible say? Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Let's go back to basics on them.
Yep.
What did the Bible say about the people we were going to get sold to? We Israelites, for our disobedience, got sold to our friends.
Are you going to do what? Okay.
Got sold to people that we should be walking hand in hand with, joining in the UN with? No, let's read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So the Lord was going to bring us into bondage, slavery, and captivity in ships. Go ahead.
By the way, wherefore I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Right, that's what that word Egypt means. It means bondage, slavery, and captivity. So we never went back to Egypt as a nation, but we did end up going in ships into bondage, slavery, and captivity. Go ahead.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
We will be sold to our friends,
Unto your enemies.
to our lovers,
Unto your enemies.
family members.
Unto your enemies.
Now, we got sold to our enemies. Go ahead.
For bondmen and bondwomen.
Right, as bondmen and bondwomen. We got sold as slave men and slave women here to our enemies. But you want us to say, oh, well, what about the white man? Are they going to get in? Are there going to be white people in the kingdom of heaven? I really don't give a damn. According to the scriptures, that stuff is not going to be forgiven. They're going to be in the place of hell and death. They're going to be in the place of the lake of fire.
Yep.
They're not going to be sitting next to us in the kingdom.
At all.
At all.
Your spirit is not upright.
Right. and how do you know? We went back and it said, just as you quoted, their spirit is not upright in them.
Yep.
What was the scripture you had? They're estranged from the womb.
Yeah, that was going to be Psalms 58:3.
Get that one, because it goes right with what you just said.
Psalms 58:3.
Why does the Most High hate the so-called white man? Because they enlarge their borders as hell, or as death. Their pride is lifted up. He said, what was it? You just said it.
Psalms 58:3.
No,
Talking about the spirit's not upright in
Their
them?
spirit is not upright in them.
All right.
And go ahead.
Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb.
From their birth.
Oh, yeah.
All right. From their birth, they are estranged. They are wicked as hell.
Yep.
From birth. The scripture is saying that. Remember, we got to put it together. Oh, that's not the white man. It said the wicked. Okay, but the earth is given into the hands of the wicked.
Right.
And who's running the earth right now?
Put the pieces together.
There you go. You got to put these scriptures together, man, and see, and stop being blind, and stop being ignorant, and stop trying to hide yourself from the truth, man. You're seeing it on your news channels every day. They're killing your children. Yep. They enlarge their borders as hell and are as death. All right, they put themselves and give themselves jurisdiction where they don't have jurisdiction. They'll kick in the door to your house.
Oh, yeah.
You tell the police, oh, yeah, you can't come in my house. That's your constitutional right. They'll kick the door down, shoot you in the face anyway.
Right. And hold themselves not guilty.
There you go. Because why? Because they're estranged from the womb.
Oh, yeah.
The Bible's telling you this. That's not us. That's the Bible telling you why the Most High hates the so-called white man.
Right.
Why are they not getting a place in the kingdom? For their wicked acts, man. You can't put people in 400 years of slavery, beat them, kill their children, separate their families in different states around the world. You can't continue sex trafficking.
Right.
In these European countries, they got places where you can go buy a child and 3 beers for $50, and you can watch a grown man have sex with a baby for $50.
Oh, yeah.
And they have meetings to do this. High echelon people, your government officials.
All those kidnappings, those are those kids are going to.
Yeah. And, you know, if I wind up dead, man, you already know why. I gave out way too much. All right? You think Nipsey Hussle caught it? Yeah, we'll probably be next. But but hey, we're gonna say what the Most High has put in this book, so that you people can understand that you gotta watch out for these people, man.
Right.
And you gotta stop trying to befriend your enemies. Why am I gonna befriend the person on the Titanic?
Right.
You going down with the ship, baby. I'm getting off.
Come on.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to befriend you. You're meant to drown.
Right.
You see that? These people are meant for thermonuclear destruction. Why? Because any righteous God is not going to look down from heaven and see another person raping a man. Let's talk about buck breaking. I didn't get to bring that up. Slavery, buck breaking. Now, we're going to have pictures. We're going to have all this to show you.
Dang.
Buck breaking was the act of taking one of your male slaves, one of your strongest male slaves, strapping him down, spread eagle on the ground by rope in front of his family, his wife, his children, all right? And you would have the neighboring plantation owner, men, come over and rape this man in front of his own family.
That's crazy.
You strapped him down butt naked and raped him in front of his own family. Why? Because that put it in the hearts of the child, the male child, not to grow up and be a strong black man. And it put in the hearts of the woman not to raise her male child to be a strong black man.
Dang.
So if it was a runaway, if it was a rebellious slave, you took him, strapped him down, and that was the first thing you did was break his spirit, man.
Damn.
Now, Leviticus 20:13 tells you if a man sleep with another man as he lie with a woman, they have both committed an abomination. They shall both be put to death. So you telling me the Most High gonna forgive that?
Not at all. Come on.
The Bible said, I am God, I change not.
That's a hard pill to swallow if somebody actually even thinks
Right.
that's forgivable.
But now, how much more wickedness? Before it was rape. Now what are they doing?
Right.
They're selling it to your kids.
Oh, yeah.
They're putting a feminine black man kissing an effeminate white man on your TV. Yep. It doesn't matter if you're watching a comic book show. It doesn't matter if you're watching Disney now. It doesn't matter what you're watching. Your kids are being inundated with countless hours of homosexual acts so that you could turn them into a homosexual and buck break them. Modern day buck breaking is going on in your house right now.
Dang.
And you're letting it happen because you're ignorant of these scriptures. And you think, oh, if we're land of the free, home of the brave. Everybody should be free to do what they want and feel how they feel. How you think it felt for that black man being raped in front of his family?
Yeah.
Why don't you put yourself in that mind state instead of trying to put yourself in the white man's mind state all the time? And, oh, what about them? And what's going to happen to the poor white man? What's going to happen to poor Billy?
Right.
What happened to the brother that got strapped on the ground and raped in front of his family, man?
Yeah. That just shows you how much the white men in their manipulation, that they make it seem like what they've done isn't important, or, that, everybody needs to love each other equally, and don't worry about our past, acts that we did. It's sad how our people are literally manipulated and not seeing that.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he's talking about in Zechariah when he said whose oppressors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. That's what a person that holds themselves not guilty does. Right. They don't have no guilt in themselves. They don't have a guilty conscience to say, you know what, we're wicked as hell. We got to stop this. Yep. They don't even look in the mirror. You know how you look in the mirror after you did something wrong, right? Right. You hit off that girl, and you know you ain't gonna see her again.
Right.
Yeah. You jumped out the window. You know what I mean? You looking in the mirror like, damn, I'm a wicked nigga. Esau don't do that.
Right.
The so-called white man will sit there bold-faced, look you in the eye. Right. After they done smoked your child. 5 minutes later, they'll be in the camera saying, I fear for my life and my safety and the safety of others.
Yeah.
And will not give a damn. George Zimmerman looked right in the camera, did not care, laughing in the courtroom. You know what I mean? He didn't care. They don't hold themselves guilty. They don't get no guilt trip over killing your children.
Right.
And you want to sit there, as soon as we start preaching that Jesus Christ is black, but what about the other nations? The ones that put you in slavery? I mean, I didn't even get to the Arabs. We're dealing with why the Most High hates the white man. Right. We didn't get to the Arabs who also sold us into slavery. Right. We didn't get to read Psalms 83 all the way down and show how these other nations, why is this not happening to them? Because they're all in the conspiracy to destroy you Israelites with the white man. Yep. All right, the so-called Moabites, the Edomites, the Ammonites, they're all in that conspiracy to destroy to destroy the nation of Israel. Yep. But Israel don't know who those people are. Israel don't know who the white man is. They don't know. You don't know that the white man knows who they are, and they haven't changed. They just put on a different name. They went from Esau. They went to Edomians. They went to the Greeks. Then the Greeks called themselves the Romans. Then the Romans called themselves the British, the Irish, the Scottish. They took over all those nations where black people lived and called themselves after those names. And now they call themselves Americans and Britons and French and Spaniards. And they're all branches of the Edomite Empire, and they run everything you do. Yeah. But you don't know who you are. And they're all in conspiracy to destroy who you were and who you can become. Oh, yeah. All right, let's get these scriptures out, man. I got a few more.
Yeah, I got one. I want to
get Psalms 137, verse 7. Let's see what's going to happen to the so-called white man. Because we got 5 minutes left, man.
Yes, Psalms 137.
We got to see what happens to the so-called white man. What's going to happen in retribution for their wicked acts, for the buck breaking, for the syphilis, Tuskegee experiments, for the mass genocide they commit on every continent, for for World War II, World War I, and World War III that's coming. Oh, yeah. They're going to get theirs. Go ahead.
Psalms 137, verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Idumea of Edom.
He's going to forget?
Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom.
See, even David in his spirit, he's gonna be if the Most High should forget and catch Alzheimer's. Right. David's gonna be there to remind the Most High. Look, remember what the children of Edom did? Go ahead.
In the day of Jerusalem.
Right.
Who said, raise it, even the foundation thereof.
So this is talking about 70 AD, all right? David was prophesying about what was going to happen in 70 AD, which is the destruction of Jerusalem by the Edomian Empire, or what you know as the Roman Empire. They destroyed Jerusalem, the holy city. They destroyed it to the ground. You think the Most High is not going to get some retribution for that? Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, that's 70 years after the death of Christ. Who killed Christ?
Romans.
The Roman Empire, the so-called white man, the Edomite Empire. So David's saying, remember the things they did. Remember how they destroyed your son, how they destroyed his body. Remember how they ripped him apart with cat o' nine tails, put a crown of thorns on his head, stabbed him in the heart with a spear after hanging him on a cross. Remember that. Remember how they destroyed your people, whipped them, killed them, raped them, sent them into four corners of the earth, sold them into slavery to the Arabs. Remember those things. Go ahead.
O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed.
Right, and that's another name for the so-called white man, daughter of Babylon. All right, the Babylonian Empire flew under the symbol of the eagle. Later on, the Assyrian Empire, or later on, the Roman Empire did the same thing. And now, what symbol are you stuck under the white man today?
Good old eagle.
American bald eagle.
Oh, yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
See, the Most High is going to be happy when he rewards you, so-called white man, as you rewarded us. As you cut us off from being able to flee, the Most High going to cut you off from being able to flee. You ain't going to run nowhere from those nukes. Right. As you raped us, you going to get raped. Not by us, by them nations. We're going to be righteous. Right. We don't want no part of what y'all got. The nations, these wicked, crazy nations, these Arabs, these other nations that hate you, they're going to rape the hell out of y'all. He said your young women are going to be ravished. Oh, your children are going to be bashed against the stones, man. Psalms 137, verse 8 and 9. Happy shall he be the taker the reward, or the taker that dasheth their little ones. Go ahead, read it.
Happy shall he be.
I get happy with this part.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dashes thy little ones against the stones.
As you did to us in slavery, in the 1400s, 1500s, as y'all did to us.
Cuba, Dominica, Haitian.
Absolutely.
Or Haiti, I mean.
He's going to do it to you.
Oh, yeah.
But we also love that the Most High is fair and he's just.
Recompense.
All right, and that's all this is about, is fairness and justice. And with that, we're going to say shalom to y'all. We appreciate y'all viewing us and taking the time to hear us out and not just thinking, oh, they're teaching hate and shutting the TV off. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel. This is the Hidden Truth.
Something about the hidden truth. Somebody should have told you about the hidden truth. What? You can't get away from the hidden truth, cause it's real.
What's real?
It's real.
That's right. As it is written, the truth is sitting inside of a simple mind of a holy nation that doesn't know that they're divine. So let us take this time to run the line on the future. Prophecy of how the devil seduced you. There's more religions than there are pigeon dung, but none of these religions can tell you where you truly come from. This message is for the ones they call minority in the USA ghettos up under Satan's authority. The vast majority of my people don't have the true knowledge and understanding of the